I mean, first off, tip of your hat to ULL. They kept fighting, made it a game at the end. Coach Napier's done a really good job with that program. Couldn't be any more proud of our football team. You know, I knew before the game it was probably the shortest pregame speech and the best pregame speech I've ever given. These guys were raring to go, and they knew what it was going to take, and they started fast. Can't say thank you enough to the seniors and to these two young men for buying into what we were saying and saying, you know what, it may not be exactly how we've done it in the past, but that's how we're going to do it now. And I mean, for Zach to adopt our offense the way we have, for Darrington to buy in, even in the down times. I mean, there were some spring football practices where we absolutely stunk. And for them just to stay the course and say, you know what, we believe. And for this team to become us is as special as I've ever been associated with, and I've been a part of some special football teams.
All right, Coach, you got the floor. You got the victory cigar. Make your case for the Cotton Bowl.
I mean, all we can do is control what we can control, which was to be – what did our record end up? I can't count all my 1-0s. Are we 12-1? 12-1, 2 Power 5 victories. One of them's over a bowl team. I'm not sure that any other Group of 5 champs, regardless, are going to have a win over a bowl team of their Power 5. We haven't been ranked highly enough all year long, and I understand why, but we've gotten, I think, 6 of our victories are against top 40 teams. So we're a really good football team. We've done all we can do, and if the eyes of the committee see it fit that we'll play in the Cotton Bowl, we'll tackle that task. If not, then we'll take whatever the Sun Belt gives us, and we'll be excited about it.
Again, a reminder before you ask your question, could you give us your name and media affiliation?
Hey, Coach, Kenneth Reese, WataugaOnline.com. How big was that pick six? Ultimately, some might say, you know, that was the decision in the final score, but how big was that at the time?
Oh, I think it was huge. You know, offensively, we didn't do much in the second half, and so for us to get that 7 points on the board with Josh was awesome. And he's been a great player all year long, and for him to get that pick six was awesome for him and special for our football team.
Eli, when you got a big lead like that, and you and Ted Roof are talking about, you know, the philosophy of what you want to do going forward, you know, you want to stay on top of everything, but you want to maintain your aggression as part of the persona of that defense. Mm-hmm. How do you balance between making sure you don't give up a quick strike score, but also maintaining that aggression?
They got a really good offensive line. We weren't able to create pass rush. If you blitz, then you put yourself in one-on-one situations. If you don't blitz, they're able to run double moves on you and not close the middle of the field. So it was kind of a catch-22. Obviously, we'd like to keep them to a few more or a few fewer touchdowns. But at the end of the day, we won the game, and it becomes a clock possession style football game at the end, and we were able to do it. Disappointed that we got that penalty on the 4th down. Felt like we'd sealed the game right there.
There was a period of time, sort of middle of the season, where you were really trying to push for faster starts offensively earlier in the game. It's hard to start any faster than you did today, and then even going back to last week at Troy. You know, what was the process that you guys went through to get things to start clicking that quickly? And then once you got in that mode, you guys just kind of ran away from people.
I mean, it all comes down to situational football and winning 3rd downs and executing well under pressure, which is what we did on 3rd downs. You know, on each one of those drives, we had long 3rd down conversions. I mean, Darrington's first touchdown was a 3rd and 15. And then we did a great job in the red zone. So those two situational footballs show up in the football game, and that's why we won.
Ethan Joyce, Winston-Salem Journal. Eli, I asked Billy about just the top teams in this league being taken more seriously, and you kind of hit on it with your case for the Cotton Bowl there. But what do you think this league has to do to garner more respect?
We got to sustain excellence. I mean, this is the first time 2 10-win teams have played in the conference championship game. That's going to have to start being a marquee. And that, you know, we got to continue to beat Power 5 teams. Georgia State, Coastal, and us have done that this year, and the rest of us are going to have to continue to do that. And once you do that consistently, then you'll garner the respect of everybody else, and that's just part of it. It's part of growing. It's part of establishing yourself, and nothing good's built overnight. It's going to take some time. So don't stress about it. It is what it is, and we'll continue to be there.
Just on you, for you, on a personal note,
Yep.
how do you go about navigating coaching rumors and looking at opportunities as
Yeah.
they pop up?
Well, I mean, I hate to make this comparison, but, you know, the President of the United States always says fake news, and you don't really believe about it until you start seeing it about yourself a lot. There's a lot of fake news and a lot of rumors and a lot of stuff going on out there. Our focus this week was trying to be 1-0, and my family and I love it here. We're very excited about what we're doing here at App State, but at the same time, you know, every opportunity, you know, I owe it to the family, my family, to see if that's something that we're interested in. But I'm not in any hurry to leave. I feel strongly that we're building something special here that can be sustained for a long periods of time. So when it refers to me, I would prefer for it to be about this players, this team, and what we've accomplished. And when all that stuff plays out, then we'll answer the questions as it plays out, and I'll be upfront with everybody. But right now, there's nothing to it.
So have you or your reps heard from Arkansas at all?
Well, I haven't checked my phones yet, but I mean, we'll see. I don't know.
What's the combo like with App, just as far as this stuff popping up and, you know, maybe the attempt to try to keep you from going somewhere?
You know, hopefully we'll have those discussions here in the near future and see what we can do. I'm currently under a contract and feel strongly about my contract, and we're going to do everything we can. I know Doug and our chancellor are doing everything they can to establish this program as a premier Group of 5 program, and so their investment in that is what this place needs and what we're all about. And I don't know. I don't have a lot of answers for you right now. I'm trying to process winning the first conference championship in my career, processing doing something that's never been done before, and I understand y'all got jobs to do, and it's going to be a crazy time. But the most important thing for me is just to enjoy the moment right now, and then we'll figure it all out. So the best answer I got for you is I don't know. And that's just being honest. I don't know.
Coach Michael Epps, WJHL. I think it was the third offensive possession you guys had in the game. Went for it twice on 4th down. It was kind of like you could have kicked the field goal, but was that you guys just trying to make your mark on the game? You were getting in the end zone?
Man, we wanted to be aggressive. I mean, you don't come to these games to kick field goals. You come to score touchdowns and win the game and establish yourself. And we got a really good football team, feel strongly about our offense. I think we're pretty dynamic on 4th down. We've been over 90% all the season. So felt like we had good play calls. And, I mean, they were, you know, so we knew we were going to get it.
One final question for Coach.
Yeah, Coach is curious about this. I'm sorry. Steve Reed from the Associated Press. I saw the poker chip, I guess it was. How long have you been carrying that? And can you explain the meaning behind all that?
Yeah, May 20, I believe it was 8th, was our first team meeting to start the summer, and our motto was keep the chip. And natural human tendency when you've achieved something consistently over a long period of time is to let up. And our football team needed to keep that motivation, keep the chip, stay in the moment. All those things that have caused you or motivated you in the past need to continue to motivate you to climb that mountain. And championships never go on sale. And if we were going to repeat as champions, we had to put in the same amount of work, the same amount of effort that we have in the past. And so it was about keeping the chip on your shoulder and keeping the championship here in Boone. And we're definitely excited about that.
We'll let Coach get back to his team. Thank you so much.
I'm going to go
for the time.
celebrate.